Ah! Why do you do that? You are a stupid weasel. All right. No. All right. You know, I hate this chair. It just constantly does this going down thing. Not that anybody's here to listen to me complain. So let me try to fix my chair. Oh, stupid fucking chair. There's your chair. Hey, it might stay up this time. It won't stay up this time. Oh, I have a headache. What else is new? I have a little bit of soda, a little caffeine maybe to help. But, it is yet to help with the headache. Took a headache pill like earlier, not a big one, not one of my major, it's not a migraine, but took like a normal aspirin or something earlier. Now I'm just like, it's from like the sinus congestion thing, I guess, and this coughing. It's just pressurized my brain. Oh, I got you with lesbians. I knew I'd sucker you in. Lesbians. I say lesbians, and people are like, what? I got to go check it out. Oh, I'm going to bring up the conversation tonight, by the way. That was the whole point of talking about lesbians. And, I'm going to bring up lesbians. Oh, so I'm glad you're here. Maybe I should invite you on the camera. And you can just berate my male privilege. And be like, fuck you, Eric, you're a douchebag. And yell at me for me making fun of lesbians, huh? You want me to? I can invite you. Lesbians always bring me to the yard. My lesbians bring all the semi-lesbian, bi-lesbian people to the yard. I don't know how that works. But actually, I'm going to bring up polyamorism, polygons, whatever the fuck that is. I'm going to bring that up too. So, hey, maybe you should be my expert for this evening. What do you think about that? Can invite you in here on camera and you can just be mad at me all night. You yell at me in person. But, I'll see who else. It usually takes a few for people to hop in and roll up and then leave because they get tired of hearing me talk like an idiot. I think I already used this brush too. I've never used it before. Oh, feels weird.
Why are you caressing your nose with your
I can
brush?
caress my nose with a brush. I've never used this brush before, so I'm feeling how it feels on my face. All right, bro? I'm just testing the brush on my face. Man, it's bent too. That's weird. You know, brushes feel weird on your face, dude. And you women do it all the time. You guys are like blush with brushes and stuff.
Yeah,
see?
but that's because it's for makeup.
Maybe this is for makeup. Actually, I do use makeup brushes sometimes for details. What do you think
know.
about that? So you could work. You could do it.
Also, I don't know why you're so embarrassed for me to just sit here and watch you because I could watch you on Twitch anyway.
Yeah, but it's weird to have people in person watching. I'm still not used to that, you know? So,
maybe you should get used to it.
Well, I'm getting used to it on here even. It's been a journey of self-discovery to even have this happen, you know, to invite people into my creative life. And then to even do this in front of you guys has been weird. Because name one other time you've ever really seen me paint or anything. Can you remember?
No.
Exactly. I've been in your life for 10 years. Since you were literally a baby. And up until recently, you guys have never seen me paint.
10.5 years, actually.
So.
Yeah. And I see you do those all the time.
Right, but not like painting and stuff. Right, exactly. Hey, take that glass back in the kitchen, young lady.
That's not smacking.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I don't want you to drop it and accidentally break it. No, my soda's almost gone. I'm using it, the caffeine for my headache, and I'm sick. You're not going to drink after me and get sick. Get out of here. There's tea in the kitchen. Go.
I don't have to get out of here.
Oh, my God. Anyway, yes, I are now. And oh, lesbians. See, what's up, bro? I know lesbians get everybody's attention, but I will. I'll get on with this here in a second. Let me get my shit together. Try to decide. Anyway, I'll invite you on if you want, and you can be my debate partner if you want, and you can deal with my stupidity live. But that's up to you. That's to your discretion if you want. So let's see what's up. And yeah, you're AJ's here too, which sometimes she used to pop in quite a bit and say what's up, which was always nice. But it's been a minute. What I say, lesbians and all the girls show up like, oh yeah, dude, I'm kind of sick. I don't know, sinus things, like I got a headache, which is what else is fucking new, right? And so I'm kind of battling it. But I don't know, man, like my neck is fucking killing me. I think I cracked it wrong earlier. Probably pinched all the nerves in it. And now I'm all like, ugh. Oh, you got the Rona from your band teacher? Well, that's reassuring. You should like sue. I'm just kidding. You can't do that.
Are you fucking live again?
Yeah, I'm live again. Why? Was you going to come in here and do something?
No, not now.
Oh, not now? I don't think my facts will be much fun for your audience who just is here to see you paint and be a dick. But that's the funny part. Because, see, then your facts are, like, you know, not really important to me. And I can be a dick because, you know, I don't give a shit about your facts. Right? See how much entertainment that can bring me? At least bring me. And that's all I care about is entertaining myself. You know. And that's how life should be, though. You got to laugh about it, man. And see, that's the thing about you. That one day, so much content, all about the content. You know, that one day whenever you're mad at me because I said something about your relationships. And then you were like, oh, man, my relationship's just as valid as yours, you heterosexual man. And I was all, no, it's not. Ha, ha, ha. You know, to be a dick. But that's just part of the fun. You got to love, you know, being a douche. You got to enjoy life, man. Laugh it off. Who gives a fuck? Because as long as you, as long as you get a kick out of being alive, it's all that fucking matters. You know? Fuck everybody else and their opinions and thoughts. And because if you're so busy worried about everybody else thinking what about you and your life and your relationships and your business and your this, and you're worried about them and their thought, and oh my God, then you're not going to be living your life. You're going to be living their thought process about your life. You're going to be so busy accommodating their feels about your existence that you're not going to be happy ever. So you shouldn't have gotten upset that I was just joking with you about shit, being dumb and being a jackass. I was just having fun because that's what I do, because it entertains me. And yes, hey, what's up, Kelly? And of course you agree with me because I'm awesome and I know what's up. You my girl, what's up? But you got to laugh at life, man, because believe me, life is laughing at us all the fucking way to the end. And then it butt fucks us in the mouth, whether we want it to or not. And it gives us the middle finger and says, goodbye off with you. And it sucks. So mean, so hurtful. Man, fuck you. And see, it's not just you. It's not just you. I tell other people, man, they can go fuck themselves. You know? And they're people I know too. I'm like, friends, family. Oh, well, yeah, I know if you was upset with me genuinely, but you started getting irritated at me. You were kind of like, me. But see, in your choices of lifestyle, to have that form of relationships with people, you face, I know you well enough to play along with the bullshit. Yes and no. You were getting annoyed. But see, here's what I contribute that to. In your lifestyle of relationships and how you do your thing, choosing that lifestyle, you also are subjected to a lot of negativity from the normal, socially accepted relationship standards. So you get a lot of backlash in general, or your style of relationships sees a lot of negative backlash, and in that, you're probably, I'm just going on a limb here, you're probably used to it to the point where when anybody says anything, you immediately kind of go up a few notches on the defense, kind of get on that edge a little bit, regardless of if it's a joke, if it's friends, if it's anything. That's my assumption. And so even if I'm being a jackass and joking, you're going to immediately go, and, and that's fine because that's understandable. However, with choosing that lifestyle, you choose to accept that responsibility of dealing with that kind of bullshit from people, from, the more societal norm people, the majority of people. You're going to have to accept that as being a part of it. When I cross-dressed, people called me FAGGOT a lot, and they attacked me a lot, and they stalked me and they threatened me. And my God, in this little area, being back then in the 90s, it was literally death threats. And I never got mad at those people. Took me a minute to realize trying to be different, like I felt I wanted to be, and I felt more comfortable being different. I realized I had to accept the responsibility that came with being different. I was a freak. Silly, lesbians' dicks are for chicks. Touche, Erica. Touche. And but that's the thing. I had to accept that extra bullshit because that is what I wanted. I wanted to be different. I wanted to be a freak. I didn't want to be a freak. I just wanted to be different. Sure, it would have been great to be accepted, but at the time, small minds, wasn't going to happen, and I knew that. But me being different was more important to me, than the acceptance. Why does being different entitle others to make you feel shitty for it, though? It doesn't entitle them. But it also doesn't entitle you any more so than it entitles them. Nobody's entitled to anything. Nobody owes anybody anything. That's kind of the shitty part of life. And that's the one thing that I think not a lot of people get. Hold on a minute. What? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Around here, on that backlash you can get maybe from old people. Well, don't read that. Wait. Around here, oh my God, I'm special because you're the freak of the week. Yeah, you're on the TV. But here's the thing. Nobody's entitled to get anything from anybody. Nobody's owed anything from anybody. We ourselves are ourselves, individually responsible for ourselves, solely and only, period. The way they treated you for being who you wanted to be is not okay, no matter how you rationalize it. Yes, true. It's a shitty way to live, and it's a shitty thing to do to people. That's on them. How you rationalize it, justify it, whatever, however you want to say it, is irrelevant in the sense of their existence. Because they themselves don't give a fuck about how you rationalize it, how you see it, how you feel about it, how you think about it. The world revolves around them, just like the world revolves around you. People say, oh, the world doesn't revolve around you. Wrong. In your life, it does. In your personal existence, the world revolves around you. You worry about eating. You worry about breathing. You worry about the next, when you're going to take a shower, brush your teeth, get a drink, go to the store. You worry about you. You think about you. You are the center of your world. Right. We cannot control others. We can only control our reaction. True. Now, is it okay? It's not either or. It's not okay, but it's not okay. That's on them. And that sucks because we can't control them. That does suck. But that's the fun of life, is the diversity of people. And in that ocean of bullshit, finding the other people that are like you, like-minded, open-minded, that is part of the experience of life. Part of the fun and the adventure of existing is going and seeing and experiencing these different cultures, these different ideas, these different ideologies, these different everything, and coming to find out bigger truths about yourself and bigger truths about these people. Because here's the funnier part. You're still talking a lot more than painting for a painting life. I always do. Boop, 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 boop. Let's paint. But the funny part about this is, does a friend owe you the truth? No, nobody owes anybody anything. Again, sometimes you wish they did, but they don't owe you anything. That's what sucks. We think they do. We believe people owe us something. We can control how we feel about the judgment and flock to others that understand and accept us for the weirds we are. Exactly. And that's what makes it all the more special when you find people that do accept you. Around here with these, man, I love Jesus and burritos and beer and boobies. Woo! America! And they shit kick some poop, drive their big old monster trucks to compensate for little penises. Okay, congratulations. Right? But it's the attitude that comes along with that. What's weird is I've become friends with every type of person. I have some of the most hick motherfuckers that are super fucking Christians that if I honestly walked into their house and I said, dude, I have nowhere to live, boom, they'd put me up. Not a doubt in my mind. And I have some of the craziest, straight up Satanist motherfuckers and some of the weirdest, just some of the stuff you'd never believe, that people would do. But that's because even in those types of groups, there are good people. It's not just, you can't blanket statement a whole group. And that is something human beings are notorious for. You can't blanket statement black people. Oh, well, all black people this. Well, that makes you a racist. Well, yeah, But you can't blanket statement, well, all gay people are this. All white people are that. All, Christians are this. All hicks are that. You can't do that. I mean, you can, but you're wrong. Because, there are tons of varieties of people that do everything in between. So, like, you have people who, like, for instance, and I'm not bringing up Marilyn Manson again for any particular reason except for this, but when Marilyn Manson was huge back in the day, you had a lot of controversy of parents. Oh my God, he's the devil. My grandma included. She hated him with a passion. And, but yet you would actually have some Christians at points that would be like, oh no, I love Manson. His music is badass. You can, but I won't acknowledge your opinion for your dumbass statement. What? I have no idea what your dumbass statement I said. I say a lot of them. You ever have someone get drunk, start speaking in tongues, and call Satan to curse a girl who wouldn't give him a hug? If you're not the manager, be the manager. Yes, I guess. Are you lesbian? Just curious. Oh, am I a lesbian? Hashtag 2021. I can be whatever I want, man. I'm going to say yes. Hashtag 2021. I'm a lesbian. Well, my wife calls me a huge vagina. And so she says I'm a lesbian because I'm a huge vagina. So, oh my God, are you that actor? I am. Crap. I hate when people recognize me on my pathetic YouTube painting show. But anyway, so as far as it goes, what are we doing here? How's this looking over there? What am I wanting to change? Oh yeah, we were up here last night. Wee! Bloop, bloop, bloop. Eat some soup. I'm a frying pan. You can be a frying pan, bro. It's 2021, man. You can be whatever you want. But the thing is there's a personal amount of responsibility in everything we pick and choose to be and or do in life. And we got to remember that. We can blame other people all goddamn day for them being assholes to us. Yes. And it sucks. But when you're doing something abnormal, considered abnormal by the societal norm, you got to remember they were raised by a long line of people with a set standard of normalcy. And I'm not saying give them a free pass, but I'm not saying, to be pissed off at them either. You can't defeat. Those teeth are killer. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's even scary upside down. Right, I was thinking about leaving it upside down. Yesterday when I did this to start working over here, I was like, upside down ain't too shabby. But you cannot conquer that mindset by having a small closed off mindset. So you can't come to somebody and be like, oh, well, I'm different than you. And they'd be like, oh, you're different than me. Fuck you. And you'd be like, oh, no, you're different than me. Fuck you. You have to come to them with an open mindset in hopes to open their mindset. And when you can conversate, you can find equal ground. And together you can become friends, which is why I have some of the most country humbumpkin hick motherfuckers, weehaw, that are great motherfucking people. And I'm friends with them. And, it's not even a problem. And some of the most Christian folk, that would not blink an eye. And not just because they're Christian, but I mean, they would not have an issue. Man, I don't know. I don't like this area. I want to be a little bit more like this. This is like, it's kind of, again, I'm thinking making it kind of satiny looking. Why do people keep saying that Marilyn Manson is my sister? I don't know, bro. I remember my parents telling me about how their parents disapproved of Marilyn Manson and didn't let them listen to his music. Yeah, and that was really common. But the thing I'm saying is conversation-wise is important. So, like, you got to have a kind of an understanding of things, too. Just saying something like, okay, when I was a freak and I was different, and people around this small town and these small towns around here were like, oh, my God, you're the devil, and hated my guts. I would oftentimes challenge their anger and hatred for me by just asking them why. Well, what makes you think that? Well, because you wear all black. Okay, why is black evil? Well, because, I don't know. Yeah, because what, the movies? Because you watch some movies and the bad guy in all the old Westerns wear black? Like, is that it? People called you my sister. They did. They actually did. And I was very upset about that, I must admit. Now, see, Marilyn Manson had a different approach. You should get a DNA test. Now, Marilyn Manson had a different approach. He said, I'm the Antichrist. I'm here to corrupt the children and all that stuff there, basically. So that sparked a lot of outrage with parents, and for good reason. But I didn't do anything. I was a boring teenager that played Magic the Gathering with his lame friends, and at the table during lunch, and we had a good old time just being kids. For the most part, that was about our lives, and nothing really else. Nothing too crazy ever. Never been a drug addict. I've never done anything that I shouldn't. Real well. Okay. I mean, I've never done anything like, oh, no, Magic Gathering doesn't make you lame. I'm saying, lame in the sense of like, compared to what they were thinking. Lame, I shouldn't have said lame, but not as excitingly crazy as what they were trying to peg me as being and doing. They were saying like, basically there was a huge rumor that I was sacrificing cats and goats and things like that in the neighbor's yard, and that they swear they watched me do it and all this other stupid shit. I went around in all black in high school when I had a performance. I went around in all black in high school just in general, or women's clothes, and that was always funny. Actually, I had a chick. We parked at McDonald's literally a couple of days ago, and there was a chick in the vehicle next to me that looked really familiar. And I was like, she was in our spot. They told us parking spot 1 because they had to bring our food out. And I was like, you know, she rolled her window down. I did not know who it was, and but she did look kind of familiar. And I was like, hey, like, you're in our spot. I talked to random people, by the way. And she was like, oh, am I? I was like, yeah. I was like, they're going to bring you my food in a minute. And then we joked a lot about all the stuff that we was getting because she was getting chicken nuggets for her kids. And I was like, well, they're going to get a lot of chicken nuggets because I just got chicken nuggets too. And I got like 2 20 pieces for my kids and me and da-da-da-da-da. And so all kinds of stuff. And then I was like, man, you know, you look really familiar. And she was like, you know, because she knew who I was. And she recognized me, which is weird because I didn't have a beard. I had like a mohawk. But it was pretty funny because then I was like, man, yeah. You know, did you graduate? You know, when did you graduate? And we did the usual mumbo jumbo shit. She was like, yeah. I was wondering if you recognized me. I was like, yeah, weird. But it's one of those things where like I kind of look the same. And she immediately asked me, you still wear women's clothes? And I'm like, sometimes, but that's none of your business. That's just between me and the mirror. All right. But no, it was pretty funny, but I don't know. It was just it was like an interesting moment down memory lane. My wife was cracking up about that shit. Because that was like the first thing when I finally came to the realization of who it was. You still wearing his clothes? Like, dang it. Is that really what I'm remembered for the most? Kind of around here, this small ass town. My brother went around in black trench shorts and glasses. He always had a black binder with him. People called him Warlock. Funny. Yeah, I was always all black trench coat. That was a thing. I was the first, like I said, first goth kid in this area and one of the earliest goth kids in the state. And which was weird. There was a goth culture about an hour away that popped off really good in the club scene. They had a club up there called Roadkill Cafe that caught on pretty good in the 90s. And I ended up going up there and hanging out. What did he have in the binder? Was my question. He had poems in the binder. Well, yeah, he was a goth kid. We all had poems in the black binders, right? They're always like really bad poems too. My wife, I make fun of her because she had a poem about crying tears of blood. I was like, you're such a fucking goth kid. She's like, shut up, you were too. I'm like, but I never grew out of it. That was the funny part. And what up, Travis? And so yeah, I never grew out of my goth kid phase. I'm still a big giant goth kid. And you know, I don't know, it's all right. It'll never change. It's okay. I don't mind. Yeah, make that a big old meat noodle. Oh, you like the meat noodles? Meat noodles. Oh, I was supposed to try and invite Erica, I think. Wait a minute, or somebody. No, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'll make that a meat noodle coming out of something. I remember that place. I cornerstoned core in Blanchard after I moved from. I have no idea what the fuck that means. That's some weird words, man. He never forgave me for that naming. Johnny American's brother Warlock. What's up? The painting's looking killer. Thanks. It's upside down right now, but I'm just working on the upper part. I may have to go back through and do some highlights in red and pinkish to kind of pop that a little bit. But I've never had an individual nickname, but me and my other 2 friends got called the 3 Musketeers. That's a funny. And I can see why. But it's okay, bro. Hashtag 2021, bro. Can't judge. 3 Musketeers is funny. But you know, ironically, and I hated it, but when I was growing my hair out way back in the middle school days, they called me Woodstock. fucking hippie bullshit. I hate hippie shit. I think that's why they nicknamed me Woodstock. But yeah, I hated that because I had like blonde wavy hair. Believe it or not, I actually had hair. And yep. And then when I shaved it into my fucking mohawk, I had a 2-inch mohawk. Boom, boom. So I could braid it into 1-inch by 1-inch squares down. And I ended up growing it down to my ass. It was great. And
Did you get McDonald's?
no. Those are my chicken nuggets from like yesterday or whatever, bro.
No, there's a McChicken in the bottom of the bag.
What? The fuck did McChicken come from? Bottom of what bag?
I don't know. There's a McDonald's bag in the kitchen.
Huh? Oh, it's probably Ariana. She probably brought it from her grandma's when she came. Yeah.
Ariana, did you go to McDonald's and get a McChicken?
Can I
You
have
better
it?
put it in the fridge, or else it's gonna go bad.
You're like,
Do that now.
you're like, can I have it? Can I have the McChicken? Look at you. Yeah, I swear. All right. Making a weird old meat noodle here coming up out of the head spots. That's all right. We're just going to kind of keep it going full steam. I do like to say that a lot. It's weird, even in my daily existence. I've been growing out my hair. I got called cousin it by my dad. I got called banana head for my hair. What banana head? Dude, you got like dreads all over and shit. And how do you get called? What do you get called banana head? I could not see banana head from you, man. Huh. You know, you should have been in the conversation at the very beginning. Although I've lost my lesbians, and it would have been nice to have them in here when I was earlier talking about responsibility for being a freak. You would have been the perfect candidate to conversate on that, and I think they would have learned a lot because we were talking about being a freak and having to have some sense of personal responsibility in the choice of being different. You got picked on in the 90s. Do you have a banana-shaped head? Is that what you're just hiding it under the dreads? I mean, bro, I'm not going to make fun of you, but I will totally make fun of you if you have a banana-shaped head. Yeah, that's totally going to do that. So you're probably not telling me that you have a banana-shaped head. But, we were talking earlier about, when I used to cross-dress and be a freak and how the small minds of small towns would just fucking destroy you on that shit. And the one chick who I'm a gamer friend with, she was like, well, it's not right for people to do that. And I'm like, it's not right, but you can't control them. You know, it's kind of in how you have to take it. And I learned a lot about people and all kinds of stuff. Oh, okay. The shape of your ponytail. That makes sense. And, but in that sense, you're a freak, dude. And I can call you that because, I'm an asshole and I can do whatever the fuck I want. But I'm sure you don't take offense to the word either because you're literally like a sideshow freak. So, I mean, I'm sure you have absolutely no qualms with that word, but some people do. And in that, a lot of those people that do don't see it the same as people like you or me, so they have a harder time, I guess, accepting that sense of different in the world around them, which is catered to a much more socially acceptable normalcy, quote unquote. That is not something being a tattooed super freak and pierced up and, still. However, the world is changing currently. And a lot more of that is becoming accepted as we see the older people, fading out of existence. I worked on a loading dock and they called me Polar Bear. Then I worked on another dock and they called me MacGyver. They should have called you MacGyver Bear, combining them. I'm assuming Polar Bear because you're a bigger dude. And the loading dock was probably cold. Like a fish loading dock or something. And I'm assuming the other dock, you probably just fixed a whole bunch of shit on the spot. That's just what I'm picking up from the stories there. I may be completely wrong, but you know, just gonna go on a limb there. But yeah, I never really had many nicknames. Well, okay, freak, queer, homo, FAGGOT was a big one. Gaywad was another one. Hey, I'm gonna fuck you later tonight. That was one I heard a lot from the Hicks, which was really weird considering they said they weren't gay. Stuff like that, you know. But that would be an interesting show. A clever bear in the woods just making traps and shit out of whatever he finds. Holy fuck, dude. Yeah. Yeah, big, and it was cold as hell. And then the other place I could get anything to close. See, right? 100%. I've embraced its honor. It's honorable. Freak shows were given those natural born disabilities. Disabled to have a job and disabled. When disability didn't exist, most freak shows were owned and operated by natural born freaks. True, I know this. I can't see anymore. It says see more, but if I push it, I'm afraid it'll fuck up my life. And yeah, that's true. I love legitimate freak shows. I have always, holy shit, is that House Moving? Is another one I've been called a bit. Well, you know. I mean, it does happen, man. It does happen. As far as the being a freak thing, like freak shows, though, a little bit different sense of the being, though, in the way of if you're a natural born freak, quote unquote, versus a self-created freak. That's the other thing. You know, you and me, self-created freaks. I'm not so much a self-created freak in the same sense as you are. You know, I'm way more normal in the sense of I don't like tattoos. I don't like piercings. I only have one piercing, one tattoo. That is my piercing here. And then my only tattoo is my wedding ring that me and my wife got. And that was only because I swore I'd never get married, ever. And I said because all women are garbage and I'll never find one cool enough that I will dedicate my life to. And I did. My wife's awesome as fuck. But, and then the piercing, I just had never been into that shit. I've never been into piercings. I've never been into tattoos. I think tattoos are tacky as fuck. Well, on women, I think they're tacky as fuck. That's my opinion, by the way. Right? Okay. Our DJ has Tanshi, T-Rex, Nashoba, short arms, and no thumbs. A buddy of mine, she was born with no, well, not no arms, but she has the tiny little arms, boop, 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 and just like a little tiny little nubby thumb. She's up in Tulsa, and I met her at a horror convention once, and it was the most goddamn amazing thing I'd ever seen. Belladonna Dracul, by the way, is her name. She's a writer, which blew my mind anyway, you know. But I'm amazed at those things. I love freaks. I love amputees. I have like a weird thing for amputees and all that kind of stuff, right? And so with that, I saw this chick that didn't have arms for a minute, and I was in my full demon suit. First time I ever met her. And so I'm running around this giant, 6-foot demon wings, and Relic, my bassist, he was my wingman, literally, and he'd hold them shut so I wouldn't hit people. And when I'm in the bathroom taking a pee, he'd hold them shut so I could pee in the stall and stuff. Keep in mind, the suit weighs almost 100 pounds, so I'm tromping around with these giant arm articulating fingers. It's like 4.5 feet long on its own, all kinds of crazy shit. So I'm stomping through though, and I see her, and she sees me, and pretty much we both have the exact same kind of reaction. And we both wanted pictures with each other. And so we gave her one of our albums. I can't remember which one, probably Bringing in the Virus. I think it was Bringing in the Virus, yeah. Craziest shit I ever saw, man. She had no fingers, okay? She literally has like a nub sticking out on a little bitty stump thing, a little hand nub with a little P nub for a thumb, and then tiny little arms, very tiny arms. And she grabs this CD. Like, I was like, hey, I want you to have this. And she snatches it from me. And I was like, what the fuck? She says, checks it out, and then unwraps the plastic. I have no idea how. I can't even unwrap the plastic. I have fingernails of death. And I'm sitting there like, fucking plastic, goddamn CDs, strip, fucking, And she just, and then opens it up, and it's like looking at it and shit. And I'm all, how the fuck is she doing this? It blew my mind. And, I was just in awe. But when you're born like that, you adapt. You have to. You don't know that you can't do that stuff when you're born without arms, when you're born with misshapen fingers or misshapen whatever. You learn to do things the way people would learn to do things. We have thumbs, we have fingers, we have appendages that we learn to grab things and we learn to do things. Well, they don't. They learn to still function without having to do things the way we do them. And it's mind-blowing. It's amazing. And so she blew my mind with that one. But it was pretty awesome. And we've been friends forever. And when we get the chance to hang out and shit, we do, but it's very rare now. Children of Falanandobadai, Thailand. The children of Thailand. I don't know if people in Thailand are like that, bro, but I mean, sure. The children of Thiaminaman. Thamalabalaba. Thiolidamamide. Man, you can't use big fucking words with me, bro. You can't use big fucking words with me, bro. Get away from there. Oh, my team, my crew's messaging each other. All right. That's looking pretty good. Darken that in now so it kind of blurs. Anyway, I'll ignore the beans. That looks good. That's all looking all right. This looks kind of lame. I know we got kind of like, I don't even know what the fuck you'd call them, rivers of gay. And I don't mean that in the sense of being like, oh, homophobic. So I don't want to hear any of that bullshit from anybody. I mean that in the sense of like the new slang term for the word gay, which doesn't mean gay. It means, gay. Oh, the flipper babies. See, that's easy. You just say that shit to me, bro. You ain't got to be like cryptic with weird words that are like fancy words. Like I tell people, don't bring your $10 fucking words into my $5 shit show. Singing we didn't start the fire, right? But yeah, dude, I'm not smart enough to know those fucking words, man. So yeah, don't be like, oh hey, children of this or whatever, thiamide, thydramonides. I don't know that shit. I'm not that smart. Just ask my wife. I joke about it a lot, saying my wife didn't marry me for my brains, but she really did not marry me for my brains. And sad but true. Enter the Metallica song. Sad but true. All right. I got to do a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to start with this shit and really tweak it out tonight. Children of Thiam is from the song We Didn't Start the Fire. Really? Now, see, I remember We Didn't Start the Fire. The world keeps turning, or fucking something keeps burning. I remember that song from like the 80s or whatnot. Oh man, I wish the caffeine would help my headache. Fuck this shit. But anyway, Travis, the thing I was saying, dude, is, the old school freak shows like the guy with the crab claws. And now a lot of them are in Florida. Florida actually has a freak community. I'm sure you know this. But Florida has an entire town of retired freak show performers where it's just Freak Town, which is pretty cool as fuck. But the thing is there's people like me who, and I don't see it as a there's people who respect the oddity and curiosity of that, and then there are people who just look at it and mock it and whatever. I do both. I'm a connoisseur of fucked up weird shit. But at the same time, I make fun of absolutely everything. So, you know, I make fun of the world. I make fun of you name it. I make fun of it. That comes from my own insecurity and my own low self-esteem. So it, by all means, is not necessarily, it's like a defense mechanism. It's all kinds of things. You know, let me just get, that's nasty. Gross. So, you know, I just make fun of absolutely everything, people and all kinds of shit, situations, all kinds of stuff I shouldn't. Because, you know, I'm a terrible fucking person. But again, it's to cover my own insecurities and my own, you know, fears. I'm friends with a lot of them. Gibtown is what it's called, founded by the original giant. Nice. Okay, so yeah, I knew it. I couldn't remember the name of it, but you know, I have no disrespect for any of that kind of stuff because I love that kind of thing. I'm a huge fan of back in the day, the traveling circuses and sideshows and shit. Now, you know, some of them were treated good and with respect, and some of them were treated like shit. So it depends on, you know, what kind of work, who got where, when, why, and how. But that's with any job these days, and back then especially, you know. Oh, that looks kind of harsh. Oh, it's still wet. Are you? You better dry better than that because you look way too dark. Poop face. Anyway, so, and that's just the thing is, you know, I know that the crab guy also was caught up in that whole, you know, murder situation with his kid and ex and all that crazy shit because that's been a documentary and all that kind of good stuff. So, you know, the world's a crazy, crazy place. But the key thing is, as with everything in life, we just can't let the world fuck us all up, man. Even if we're fucked up, man. Mentally, physically, whatever. We got to just remember, we're all in this shit show together. You know, freaks of the fucking physical, freaks of the fucking mind. And again, you're a man-made freak. You're a self-made freak. You know, you got the craziness going on. You do your crazy freak shit. People love it and they eat it up. You know, a lot of the real freaks in the freak shows is really looked down upon these days because it's shunned, seen more as like parading a dog around kind of thing. Like, oh, you're just keeping them like an animal. But like you said, back in the day, Grady Stiles, the Crabman's son, is a nice guy. He's on my Facebook. Oh, nice. There you go. But, you know, back in the day, that was like the only work they could get. Yeah, as you were saying. And so you had to kind of keep that shit in mind where a lot of these people, you know, were kind of at a disadvantage, obviously, and they were taken advantage of quite a bit from some of these other douchebags. But at the same time, some of them weren't. Some of them were like a family. And, you know, some of these circuses were very loving places and literally families. And those were the ones you wanted to be a part of. But that's like with anything, you know, you find a good something, you want to be in that something. You don't want to be part of the shithole ones. You know, you want to be part of the good gang, not the shitty gangs. So, you know, I just want to be part of the good gangs, not the ones that, you know, rape my mom, but the ones that rape other people's moms. Yeah. Sure, that's going to get clipped and used to cancel me somewhere. I'm waiting. God, I hope one day I get famous. You know, like, I wish my band's peak would not have happened when it did, and would be happening now during the social media peak. So we could actually be launched into overnight, you know, pop success with, you know, oh, it went viral. And then all of a sudden we become cancel culture bait. I would love that because of the shit I do. I say like, oh, retards and, you know, whatever, and freaks. And I make fun of, you know, everything. And like today with the lesbian thing, actually, it's a funny story. And I didn't tell it while she was still here, but a buddy of mine posted a thing about how, you know, the ugliest men are always trying to convince lesbians not to to be like still hooking up with men or something like that. And I made the joke on that saying, well, have you actually seen like real lesbians? I'm like, they're more manly than men are. And, you know, she popped off with something. I popped off with something. And we were being sarcastic, and that's fine. But then some other girl popped off and said, you sound stupid. You should shut up. I says, girl, no, you opened your mouth. Time for me to put my foot in it. So then I ranted about a whole bunch of dumb shit. So I'm like, oh, you want me to keep talking, you say? So I just went off and on and on and on. It was ridiculous. It was pretty funny. Where I proceeded to call her a lesbian a couple of times. And good times. You know. And she said she wasn't a lesbian, but she was pretty manly. And I said, hey, hashtag 2021, I can't judge. You know, be what you want. So I'm digging that. Overall, it's kind of a nice little flow. Nice little look of things. Just don't know if I want to pull out any color with that. Waiting for this to dry a little. I mean, I kind of like it being so dark, and I know on there it doesn't look dark, on there it doesn't look dark. So maybe in real life it's not dark. Oh, I wish God and Machine would start playing again. I've been in live production 12 years, and I've always missed you guys. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, you know, I would love, what I wanted to do, okay, a couple of things. One, you know, I do the grinder dick, which is, I think to my knowledge, I'm the only man who's ever done the grinder dick. Which, yes, my inspiration came from the chicks that would do it, you know, because there was a lot of that in the old school, in a lot of the old, not like freak shows, but in some of the more bizarre, like modern freak shows, kind of like what you guys are doing, they would have grinder chicks. And then the industrial shows, a lot of industrial bands incorporated some of those girls. So then it was associated with industrial music frequently. You know, I've seen real lesbians, they keep hitting on me. And they're more manly than you, right? It's crazy, bro. No, there's two types of lesbians. There's real lesbians who are like, hey man, how's it going? And you're like, whoa, you know. And then there's the lipstick lesbians, the ones that are, you know, paid to be lesbians. They're the hot ones. But that was my point. That was the joke. It's kind of a sideshow shtick. Exactly. And that was my thing. That's why I decided, man, you know what? I want to do something cool on stage, but I need to do something crazy different. And I was like, man, you know, the grinder thing is awesome as fuck. But I don't have any hot chicks to dance around and fucking grind their titties or their fucking vagina plate. So I was like, man, fuck it. I'm going to build me a dick. I already had a fake dick. I have like 3 or 4 different crotch pieces. One of them was a glow-in-the-dark dildo with a human face peeled off of it. And originally it was, I was going to have a laser pointer in it so I could like target people's heads with my dildo. And then I have like a metal crotch metal piece with screws that are all jolting out. So it's like, you know, you couldn't kick me in the balls, you get hurt. I have my metal penis. So I have a few crotch pieces, but the metal penis was built specifically for the grinder, for the song Grinder, because I thought it was fitting. So when I did that, it blew up and everybody loved it. Cod pieces. Yeah. They are called cod pieces. But when I started doing the grinder dick, everybody fucking loved that shit. But I'm like the only dude who's ever done it. But for some weird reason, I've still never gotten credit for that. Nobody gives a fuck, and it's never gotten around. So here's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Here in a couple of years, there's going to be some shit fucking, I don't know, new age industrial, new age metal band somewhere that's going to sound like 80s hair metal rap. You know, yeah, are you ready to rock kind of shit. And one of your favorite songs. Thank you. It's just because of the grinder. It makes it sound exciting. But they're going to do it. You know what I mean? They're going to have like a grinder dick on stage. And everybody's going to be like, oh my God, it's so original. And they're the first ones to ever do it. And oh, this lead singer, he's like the first one ever to. He invented it. And I'm going to just be so pissed the fuck off. And I'm going to be all, you know, there's videos of me doing that on stage like 10 years ago. Yeah, just ignore me again. It's fine. Nobody's ever given me credit for anything. It's cool, bro. That's been my life. They're gonna be like, oh, you're just trying to steal his thunder. You're a copycat. I'm a copycat from 10 years in the past. Yeah, fuck, I hate my life. But my friend, here's the deal. I always wanted God in a Machine stage performance to be a fucking freak show, to be a sideshow, to be crazy fucking shit. You know? So we killed a man our very final show. We killed a guy on stage where I cut his guts open and pulled his intestines out and threw him down with my saw, my meat saw. It's a real saw, by the way. It really works, and it really did do its job. A lot of people think the footage is fake. It's not. That saw's really going. It's really dangerous as fuck. They use it to cut cows in half at meat factories and shit, frozen cows. I love that saw. I call it my baby. Big old fucking 2.5 foot long blade, just jigsaw. And those, man, it is not accurate. You cannot cut a board straight with it to save your life. But me and a buddy of mine got together, really skinny dude, and fake plate or fake body, looked real, looked good, didn't have hair. That's the only bad part. Metal plate behind him from his stomach. I built all the guts, all that kind of shit. Oh, did you see it? Did you see that? Okay, I'm glad you were there. Because not many people saw it. It was really cool and really fun. It was our very first chance, our very only chance. We had a one-shot deal at it. We didn't know how it was going to work. It worked okay. It was decent. Could we improve on it? Yes. Would we have improved on it? Yes. And I wanted to eventually make our show basically be a sideshow mixed with like a fucking horror film of craziness, you know, just insane, fucked up shit where people would walk away from that. Oh, you saw the video. Okay. Well, the video looks, it looks all right. I did my best to kind of color correct it because there was red lights going at the time. So it kind of made the blood look really fake. And that's why everybody's like, oh, that looks fake. The blood looks fake. That blood was on point, bro. I have had people from Hollywood, friends that have showed that to other friends in Hollywood. And I've had motherfucking producers hit me up and they're like, seriously, what is your secret to your blood? Not that video, but some of my other blood techniques. And I'm like, I ain't telling you shit. Like, you want to hire me? Okay. But I ain't gonna give away my fucking secret like that, dude. No, fuck way. And but yeah, my blood, when I make it, it's on fucking point. People can't tell it's not real. I've actually had the police involved in an investigation on a murder scene at one of our videos because they thought it was real. And my wife works for the cops. Literally had to have them come up, watch the video, take video footage of the video to take back to the crime scene to prove it was fake because it was that fucking well done. But red stage lighting and stage blood don't do well together. No, they didn't. And at that time, that's what was hitting. It was like the red light. I was like, fuck. And it was like, well, red and blue and stuff. So it gave it this totally fake look and it was terrible. But we didn't have control over the lights that time and I wasn't thinking about it. And, but it was a really good night overall. It was one of the biggest venues in the state, the Diamond Ballroom. And it did really good. I was happy with it. It was a good night. And that was our last show though, you know. And then we took a break. We were going to some recording, and then I learned Guar's secret for their blood. Yeah. But they do. They also need it to be able to spray. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different. Mine, I wanted to actually be realistic. At that time, I did. Oh, you're running Lights to the Diamond now, huh? Okay, cool. Well, we're probably not going to play there for a while because we're not up and going. Our bassist died of cancer last year. Maybe it's been longer than last year. Shit, man. It's been a minute now. We took a break to record drums and stuff, and then we got word that he had cancer, stomach cancer that he was battling, and we were like, oh, fuck. And, he went on that shit. So we didn't worry about shows. We weren't going to try to do anything while he was fucked up because he was going through a lot of shit, you know. But yeah. How's shows doing at the Diamond right now anyway, man? Like with the COVID thing, how are they working that out? Is a good question. Man, fuck, what do I want to do here? Hang on. I don't want to think. I don't want to think. Fuck, I can't think very well, so I don't want to utilize that anyway, but I want this to I heard about that. I'm sorry for his loss. Well, I mean, he did die, so that's a pretty big loss, yeah. Nah, you know, Mike he was a great guy. He was really weird situation. I didn't go to his funeral. I actually was on my way and I didn't. I panicked. I had a fucking anxiety attack because I was running a little bit late. And I was scared about making it late. And I pissed everybody off by not showing up. Which is really weird. But I pissed everybody off because I didn't go to his funeral. And I haven't talked to my drummer since that day. Like, I don't know if my drummer's mad at me or what, but I just freaked out. I have panic attacks. I have anxiety really bad. You know, I use my stage faces to relieve that. And I had one with me that day. And I drove halfway up there. Pretty slow. New cap rating. Yeah, I figured social distancing, encouraging sanitation crews on call. Mostly local country bands lately suck. But, you know, I had driven halfway up there. So I was, you know, a 45-minute drive away. And my panic was so hard. I just turned the fuck around and came back. And my wife was even like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, why are you here? And I was like, I couldn't do it. I can't. I just can't go. And, you know, me and him weren't like super close. He was a great guy. I knew him for a while there. I've known him for years, but weren't really close. And when we got into the band, when he came to the band, he was really quiet. You know, he was the quiet one in the band. On stage, he was great. You know, he's a really funny guy. He had a great attitude. You know, we never fought about shit. We always talked thoroughly about things, and he was really supportive, really enlightening, very, you know, he was very talkative about stuff. It got along great. Everything was fantastic. I mean, he was a great guy. You know, we'd go out and eat after shows and, you know, like just hang out like any band guys would, you know, any bandmates. But I always felt like going to his funeral and stuff, I just felt like I panicked because I felt like maybe they wouldn't accept me. Like his family and stuff would not accept me. Being there, which is really fucking weird, I guess, to think about, because ends up being they had a huge homage to his life in the band God in a Machine. Like a huge video, and where like we were such a part, an in-depth part of his existence, that it was almost imperative for me to have been there, you know? And I chose not to be. So it was almost like a slap to his final, you know, a final slap to his face in kind of a disrespectful way. And that's garbage. And I should not, you know, I should, I don't know. I don't know how I should feel about that at all, but you know, this is what this is for. This is my my therapy. So this is exactly why I should be talking about this. And it's something I've struggled with mentally, trying to figure out how I feel about it and how I should feel about it for the past year or so, you know, or more, you know. And his wife has talked to me a couple times since. Not about that. We never spoke about that. She asked me if I could edit a video at one point. I said, sure. You know, she has posted a couple things here or there, and I've liked them, you know, about him and about her missing him and stuff. And somebody else posted a video and tagged all of the band in it. People grieve in their own way. Sometimes it's hard to explain. It's true, but you know, I just felt like, you know, at the time, I just felt like maybe I wasn't as important of a person in his life to have been there. Like I wasn't important enough to be there, you know, I guess is kind of how I felt. And so I didn't feel like it was necessary for me to go. And I had had this back and forth conversation in myself that I shouldn't go because if I go, people are going to be mad that I'm there. And then the reverse side was, dude, you have to go because people are going to be mad if you're not there. It's going to be disrespectful. And I panicked. I freaked myself out because I do that a lot. And I flipped the fuck out and I drove back because I had to. I had to drive back. And I know that sounds shitty. And I apologized to a couple of people for it. But I never apologized to his wife. And I think I should have, but I don't want to bring it back up. You know, I'm not sure how to bring it back up. in fact, and I don't know. So it's just always been a weird thing for me to think about and even talk about and bring up. So for me to bring that up right now and admit that live, kind of weird. I don't even know how I feel about that, but you know, he was a great performer live. He did a great job as Crash. That was his name in the band. He was a white devil, which is funny because I never knew if the white devil thing was a play on, you know, the white devil. I mean, I could just say, hey, I need to talk to you about something, but I mean, do I need to talk to her about it? I thought about making a public apology, like on his page, and be like, bro, you know, I didn't come to your funeral. Here's why. And maybe hopefully let people know that way. And it would maybe reach everybody that questioned why I wasn't there at once, instead of reaching out to individuals separately and having to re-explain the whole fucking story a million times. Thought about that also. But I'm just not sure. I'm not confident in, I just don't know. I don't know. I might. I lost a friend to suicide and it affected me drastically. I talked with him months before he died and described how I would kill myself during a bout of depression for months later. He killed himself. I cannot read past that part. I mean, I might be able to, but I don't know if it'll fuck up my live because if I click see more, I don't know what that'll do. So a month later, he killed himself. That's where it stops. Our old keyboardist killed himself. My band has been fraught with some pretty rough stuff, dude. We've actually 5 of our fans killed themselves or have been killed, have died. A couple of them were suicide. Oh, he killed himself the same way you described. Wow, that's pretty rough. So you probably feel somewhat responsible, like you gave him the idea. And that's a heavy burden to keep upon yourself, man. If he was thinking that, and I know you know this, but if he was thinking of suicide and he committed suicide, it doesn't matter if it was the way you said it or another way, it would have happened. You know, he was going to do it. He was going to do it. Doesn't matter if it was your way or another way, dude. You know, because once you get to that point, it don't matter. You're there. You're done. Our keyboardist Void, he killed himself a few years ago, 3 years ago now. And it was really shitty because I was the first person that they called to tell that to. And I thought they were kidding. And I got the phone call and they said, hey, you know, his real name, I'm not going to mention, but they were like, hey, he died last night. He killed himself. He hung himself. And I was all, whatever. You know, total survival guilt. Right. Okay. Well, you can't do that. You can't hold that over yourself, bro. You're going to. And no matter what I say, it doesn't change your feelings and your thoughts. I can call you a fucking idiot all day long because you're going to believe you're responsible to some degree, but you're not. When your mindset goes to, I'm ready to check out, that's it. You're done. You didn't plant the idea in his head. The idea was in his head. How you described it, it just might have been an option. He thought, oh, well, that sounds better than what I was going to do. Fuck it. I'll try that. You know, he would have tried something. You know, he would have tried something else if it wouldn't have been that. You know, and I'm just saying, dude, I'm a survivor of 3 attempts myself, dude. 3 attempts to suicide, and it was it fucked me up back then. I don't go to my old man's funeral because I didn't want to fight with my family. That makes sense, dude. You know, I didn't have that. Okay, people came downstairs. I didn't have that kind of thing. I went to my keyboardist's funeral, which kind of makes it even more shitty that I didn't go to my bassist's funeral. Now, with that in mind, though, I did grow up.
Well, doesn't everyone grow up?
Shut up. You're an ass. But and not everybody grows up.
Maybe not mentally.
Well, no, some people don't. Think about it. But no, I grew up with that kid, like literally. You know, my keyboardist Void was his name. Well, his stage name was Void. I knew him when he was like an 8-year-old little chubby punk fucking kid, and he tried to school me on how good Slipknot was, and I told him I don't give a fuck. Slipknot sucks. And man, he was, every time I'd go there, I was friends with his uncle and or his cousin. His uncle, his mom's sister's son. So whatever the fuck that is, that's his cousin. Right. Anyway, I was friends with the family, and he, you know, it was some pretty funny shit because I went over there for a whole different reason, and I met this little chunky kid who came out, and he was awe-inspired to see this guy that was in a band, and he was like, "Oh, you know, you're a real musician?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I guess, not really." And man, me and him would argue all the time, and then he grew the fuck up, and you know, became a pretty awesome kid, and went from being a fan to being in the band at one point, and was a really nice, really great guy, and his life was going really good, and nobody saw it coming. I actually felt weird because I thought that out of anybody that he would have actually talked to about it, he would have talked to me. But he didn't talk to anybody about it. He just did it. You know, I once spent an hour and 15 minutes on the phone talking a woman down from killing herself, and the cops were all like, "Wow, you got nerves of steel." Dude, I mean, that's the thing. And you know, yeah, he hung himself with a dog leash. Yeah, you know, Void hung himself in the garage, apparently. And that's some terrible shit. But I mean, the talking somebody down from killing themselves. Here's the kicker, right? Being suicidal. Okay. And I'm not by any chance like saying, "Oh, well, shame on you for talking her out of killing herself," or anything like that. You know, I'm not ever going to say anything like that. When I was young, I tried to kill myself 3 times before I was 12. And that was because of the abuse. You know, growing up in that kind of a household, that kind of a situation, I felt it was better to just do that than to live with it, live with what I had been going through. And I didn't have anybody at that age to hold on to. So it was real easy for me mentally, spiritually, whatever you want to call it, to let go of this world. I had nothing here. You know, I was so young, I had nothing to live for because every day was garbage. Every day was terrible. Every day was a horror show. And I had nobody that loved me at the time. You know, I didn't have a significant other. I didn't have children. I didn't have a family. You know, I had no love in my life. So there was nothing holding me here. So mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I could just, I don't care. I'm out. I'm done. I let it go. Here's the hardest part. Once you're able to let this world go, honestly, and this is the kicker, honestly let it go. Because too many times people are like, no, I'm just done. I could just kill myself tomorrow and be fine with it. You're a fucking liar. No, you couldn't. But once you get to that point where you're able to say, I could say goodbye to my loved ones. I'm done. They are not enough to keep me here anymore. I have to go. Once you let them go out of your life, out of your soul, out of your mind, out of your love, out of your existence, once you're beyond that point, you are always susceptible to the thought of suicide being a good idea. You know, that is a shitty thing. So it doesn't matter if later on in life you're having a great life and things are fine, you still have such an easy slip into that process, that mind process, that thought process of just being like, I mean, I could just leave. I could just go right now. I'm done with this place. I'm sick of it all. It's not worth it to be here. And that sucks. It's a scary thought. It's a scary thing. So even when you think people are all right, sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's just, and it's not necessarily things are bad. It's just sometimes they're just tired. They're just tired. You know, I run into that a lot where I'm just tired of this place, tired of dealing with all this stuff. And that's what scares me on a personal note, because, you know, I let that go a long time ago. And I'm not saying I'm suicidal or anything like that. I'm just saying I've been very, you know, like, this place is garbage, you know, like I'm kind of sick and tired of this place. But I got shit to do and I'm still sticking around, so. But I've always had that mindset, you know. My therapists are like, well, are you suicidal right now? Like, man, I'm suicidal all the time, all right? It's not like, are you suicidal right now? It's like, man, come on. Like, when am I not? Like, I don't understand how other people aren't suicidal all the time. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, how do you live in this world and not think about, man, fuck this place? Is this really what tomorrow is going to be too? Jesus fucking Christ. It's just, I have great life, you know, cool kids, some, you know, everything's what it is. Can't complain. Don't want to curse it. Don't want to be like, I have everything wonderful. I don't want to curse it. Okay. You know, shit like that. But I have very low self-esteem, and I acknowledge that. I feel like a loser. I feel like a complete waste of fucking space 95% of the day, every day. I feel like a fucking waste of time and garbage. And, you know, sometimes I think that everybody would be happier if I wasn't here. You know, that's a shitty way to look at your own life and to feel every day. You know, you wake up in the morning and you kind of have those thoughts. It sucks. I try not to let those thoughts rule me. You know, my buddy that hung himself changed my life and gave me the insight to keep going. During that same conversation, it's a daily struggle, but his words remind me to be strong. Good. See, you at least got something from the tragedy. And that's also important. Learning from that. So, you know, that situation at least had some good outcome. You know, it had a purpose. It wasn't for nothing. You know, man, it's weird because this is backwards in cameras too. So like this is actually going that way, but it looks better going that way. Like when I look in the camera here, it looks cool that direction. So I'm all, and I go over here to paint that way, like to go that direction with the thing, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's got to go this way. It fucks with my mind. My family told me they would be better off if I was gone and I stayed alive just to piss them off. Well, that works too, but everybody keeps telling me, no, life would be terrible if you were dead. And I'm all, but would it though? Would it? What would it change? I don't do anything. You know, I sit around and complain about my headaches all the time. That was loud. And, you know, nothing, I don't really do anything. I'm not successful at anything, you know. I've ran around like an idiot most of my life and tried to do something to change people's lives and help people. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's great because some people say, oh man, you're an inspiration and you've helped me and done this and done that. But, and I do appreciate those moments, like wholeheartedly. Those I think are some of the things that have kept me around more than anything. But sometimes I just wish, like, it's stupid because I see fame, to have a platform, to have the voice, to be loud as fuck, so I can basically do what I do right now to the masses, to hope that it helps, but also to feed my ego for the attention I crave, to feel like I'm somebody important to people. But then everybody goes, oh, you are important to like your family and your friends. And it's not that I'm ungrateful. It's that I unintentionally don't recognize the immediate importance of family and friends as enough to sate my need to feel important. See? That's what it is. After he said that, my dad tried to kill himself with pills. Wow. Dude, your life is a fucking roller coaster, man. Like, holy shit balls. You should probably write like a fucking novel. Like, you should write a book. I know you do some book reviews too. I don't read ever, so you know, books. But but you should probably write a book about your existence. God, what the fuck is itching my back? Yee. But you should probably write a book about your existence, dude. I'm sure it'd be more than interesting. So I'm feeling like, you know, there needs to be things. Like a things. What the fuck is that? No, you're gonna be black. There needs to be things, you know? Coming out of here. Some kind of a, I don't know, man, fuck. And I tried pills. That was one of the methods I did try when I was a little kid. I didn't know how to proceed in the attempts. So I attempted Tylenol, to chug a deal of Tylenol. I ended up puking it back up, which was good. And it sucked. I swear to God, I tasted that taste in the back of your throat, that medicine taste, for days. God, it was horrible. I also tried to strangle myself, which, come to find out, you can't do. No. It was a terrible idea. But I didn't know at the time you couldn't do that. Again, I was stupid. I was young. So the intention was there, but the ability just was not. Which I'm thankful for now. You know, like, I'm glad I wasn't able to succeed, or I wouldn't be here now, which, again, is like a mental battle of, well, I mean, am I really glad that I haven't really done anything positive for anybody's fucking life, really, you know, that I'm aware of, like, necessarily, like, in a major way, like, you know, I make my wife laugh sometimes, you know, and I've popped out a couple of kids. Woo, I did what Mother Nature intended to happen to every single human being on this planet. Ooh, I'm so special. But you know what? Fuck it, just do it. Just do it. Make it fucking happen, bruh. Oh, now he's a unicorn. And all right, we'll start there. But oh my God, my feet are asleep now. I sat on them so I can get up a little higher. And now they're fucking asleep. Fuck this chair. I swear to God, I wish my chair would just do what I tell it to. It's like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And it kicks off the Rage Against the Machine music. Oh, fuck you, chair. Fuck you. And this headache. Fuck. Oh. Oh, man. Anyway, I got distracted for a second. Letting that dry for a second. I know what I want to do with it. I don't know how well it's going to look. And I already started it, so I either fucked it up or I didn't. So, is your dad still alive now? Because I know you talk about your sister all the time and your brother sometimes, but I can't remember if you've said your dad's still alive. That's a good question. It's a good question for me to ask. See? It's not all about people asking me questions. Nobody really asks me questions. But, yeah. Then what are we doing there, man? I don't know, bro. Oh, bro. Oh my God, my feet are tingling. Oh, he died in 2019. Okay, my bad. You know, my dad died. Well, I don't know if he's my dad or not. But the dude who claimed to be my dad, I've only met him twice and he tried to kill me. But yeah, he just died. I don't know, 2020, 2019. So it was a really weird situation. I was like, okay, I guess. So is there anybody in your family that you get along with? Because, you know, I don't think you get along with anybody in your family, bro. No. Swear to God, I don't do cocaine. Come on. I don't do cocaine. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm going to eat a brownie in a minute, I think. Yeah, my grandma made some brownies, and the kids tried to hide them from me. My sister told me in a text message, and I'm currently suing her for my part of the estate. No, I don't get on with my family. Yeah, I know you don't get along with your family, but just none of them, huh? I mean, that's what families are for, right? Oh, God. Sorry, man. My head's just ringing, and that sniffing didn't help at all. Ugh. They all agree that I'm the problem. Are you the problem then? Like, you seem like an all right guy. But I don't know you like really personally or anything, but you know, from the overall chats and, you know, interaction we've had, you don't seem like a total dick bag, you know. You don't really seem like much of a dick bag, really. But, you know, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, so, you know, but I don't know. I've never really gotten along with my family either. So, but I am a dick bag. So, see, I mean, I can't really say, you know, either or. Yeah, I'm a total dick bag. Man, I don't know. I think I might have. No, I didn't fuck up nothing because there was no expectations to this. And that is the problem I keep fucking having. Is I keep believing that there's some kind of end, like some kind of thought process to where this was headed. There was no thought process to when this began. Yes, you are a bag of dicks. Oh, I know I'm a bag of dicks, bro. And no doubt about that one, sir. No doubt about that one. But God damn it, I am just not sure what I want to do with this. Like, I'm trying not to think it through, but my brain's hurting, so I can't. Anyway. And man, you know, you have missed out on the whole conversation about lesbians and being a freak and flipper babies. And let's see here. What else have we talked about? oh Jesus, suicides and fucking all kinds of stuff, bro. You've missed the whole fucking crazy conversation for the evening. And Gary Clark, dude, man, you crack me up. Your people, man, you know what? You and the chick whom I actually was who was on earlier, that was my friend that made the oh, you just got a notice? Well, fuck that. An hour and a half fucking late notice. Garbage. But you're probably not even on here now, Gary. You probably just bounced because I was like, haha, Gary, you make me laugh. But yeah, you and your people. What you mean your people? I mean your people. Man, you're PCs, bro. They need to learn how to giggle. So I just want to say that I'm getting a message. King Kong is the best kaiju. Fuck you, bro. And if I wasn't live right now, I would. And he called me a pleb. That's great. Yeah. Anything else you want to add to that, Wes? Because I'm sure you're not watching my live right now, or you'd be saying that in the chat. So, all right. Anyway, but no, my buddy Gary there, right? I knew him from Magic the Gathering at a friend of my house back in the day. I know I'm just chatting for a minute, because I'm letting my brain settle. His PC buddies, though, man, can't take a fucking joke to save their goddamn life, and neither can my buddy Rebecca. No, they can't take a goddamn joke. I make fun of fucking lesbians looking like butch ass men. They get all pissed off at me, and I'm like, "Fuck you, you fucking lesbians." And then like Gary's buddies there, I don't remember. He said something about how's he supposed to get to the doctor or whatever to get a test. You know, the fucking COVID test. And I was like, oh my God, man, I just learned about this thing. It's called legs. Nature gave them to us, and they give you the ability to actually walk places. And I know you may not know how to do it. I'm the goat of plebs. Fuck you, man. And at least, yeah, damn right I am. At least I'm like king shit of something. Fucking plebs it is. And but I was like, dude, you just take one of your feet and you throw it in front of the other one, and then you repeat the process with the other one, and eventually you are walking. You just aim your body in the direction you want to go, and da-da-da. And people were like, well, how's he supposed to do that if he's sick? And I'm all, shut up. It's called fucking jokes. Everyone has to be on lockdown for months. Legs don't work no more. Oh, good point, though, sir. Good point. Damn. Touche, Charles. Touche. Damn. Outsmarted me. But he didn't say that. See, he got the joke. He was like, laughed out loud. And then I said, oh, and there's another thing called running even, but that's too much effort. I say, fuck that. But, his friends, the PC people, people who don't know me and don't know that I'm a bag of dicks, they can go fuck themselves. And I love to troll them. I come back at them and I'm like, man, fuck off. And I don't say that. I say a bunch of, really retarded shit that's over exaggeratingly long and complicated. Good times. Good times. I just like to make other jokes. I like to make people feel stupid because that makes me feel smarter, But yeah, no, Gary's gone, and now it's just Travis in there again, buddy. Makes me sad. I was hoping Gary would stay in for a minute so I could tell him that his friends are idiots. Dang it. Gary, your friends are idiots. In case he pops back in or ever rewatches this. He never will. All right. Oh, and my buddy Wes is trying to tell me that King Kong's better than Godzilla because he knows that he's wrong. And the Godzilla versus King Kong trailer popped, and everybody's been 55 million views right now, something like that. Probably more than that because everybody's trying to decipher if it's really Mechagodzilla or if it's just what's going on in the trailer. And oh my God. So, oh, well, yeah, Godzilla is. But here's the deal. And I'm pretty positive I'm going to call this one. King Kong is going to win in the end because King Kong is an American company product. Like, you know what I mean? Toho owns the rights to Godzilla. So it's Freddy versus Jason, basically. Yeah. But keep in mind, they already did a King Kong versus Godzilla once. But Toho owns the rights to Godzilla, and they allowed the rights to transfer for a couple of 3 movies to America again. So, Legendary Films only has Godzilla for X amount of films. That is over with Godzilla versus King Kong. It's the 3rd and final one. Then the licensing agreement's over. That is why there's no other. In the last movie, they also had licensed King Ghidorah or Ghidorah, however you want to say it. And, you know, if Guy ever gets together again, I can play bass. And I've been poking Dredge to get back in it. Oh, okay. That's good to know, buddy. Oh, yeah. No, Dredge, you know, he stepped out. He didn't quit for any bad reasons or anything, dude. He was like, man, you know, I'm just going to kind of do family man stuff. And I'm like, all right, man, you know, so no beef there or anything like that ever, dude. So I think he misses it, but I don't know if he'll ever get back into it. You know, maybe once in a great while we'll do something, maybe just whatever, but right, King Kong's best move against Godzilla would give him indigestion. But they're gonna make King Kong survive. Godzilla may go back somewhere else and disappear, but that way King Kong can continue the MonsterVerse movies, is my best guess. The Mechagodzilla thing, cool, whatever. But then they'll have the King Kong thing. They'll have the King Kong thing happen so that he can continue the MonsterVerse, and they don't have to worry about the Toho rights and all the extra bullshit, you know, licensings and stuff like that. That's my guess. Godzilla will whoop his ass, but you know, we'll see what happens. And as far as Godzilla being your oldest friends, as far as Dredge being one of your oldest friends, now Dredge is a good guy. I've loved that dumb motherfucker for a long time. We've been good buddies for a moment and a half. So, but yeah. But anyway, that's my move on Godzilla, or my vote on the whole Godzilla thing. Is I'm pretty sure that, you know what? Let me try this upside down again. Hey, Spartacus, you a good boy. He's like, nah, get away from me, dude. But I would have loved to have seen a Gigan happen, but that ain't gonna fucking happen. And yeah, I know, I've already seen the post where they're like, oh, here's how they're leading up to Gigan in the next movie or whatever. No, shut the fuck up. They're not. They're not gonna have Gigan in the fucking next movie. That's an I wish kind of thing, you know. See, here's the dilemma I face now. Brute strength versus brute strength with atomic fire. Your Godzilla should win. Again, Godzilla. Oh, you didn't mean to flop the topic. No, man. There's no. This is free flow conversation, bro. Flip flopping topics is how it works. It's just that you know, Dredge doesn't have atomic breath, and he's also not a giant monkey. So, well, kind of, but you know, and I can go on and on about Dredge or Godzilla. You know, I almost killed Dredge recently, for real. I don't know if you know if you saw that story or not, but the motherfucker showed up to my house dressed up as a crackhead with a guy whom I'd never met before, and almost got hit with a fucking axe because I don't play around, man. You know, you come to my fucking house and some shit gets weird, I don't fuck around. I'll do what it takes to fucking do what it takes. So he started coming toward me. I didn't recognize him because, you know, what about the Mortal Kombat remake and all the licensing gains for HBO Max? Godzilla have a hard time with my sister. Maybe Godzilla is your sister. We'll get to the Mortal Kombat thing in a minute, but you're asking what about the Dredge thing? Okay, here's what happened really quick. While I think about, I'm still at a very, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're just going in circles, bro. You literally just wanted to go in from this direction, so you went all the way around just to come back and go through the bathroom door. Push it open. You're not dumb. You know how to open doors, dog. Anyway, so here's what happened to Dredge really quick. I almost fucking chopped his arm off. So my dogs go apeshit nuts, and there's two types of barks they have. The humans, humans outside, and some dogs outside. Well, they're going fucking nuts. So I go outside to see who's out there. Nobody's out there. I'm standing there and I'm like, what the fuck is it? You know, and I'm looking around like, and then I see a shirt, a blue shirt, like kind of around our window, and it looks like somebody's peeping in our window. So I immediately come in and get a fucking axe, right? So I walk in, I grab my axe, and my son's right there. And he's like, who is it, Dad? And I said, get something. And I walk outside. And so I walk outside, I go out my gate, and I'm standing in my yard, and there's this dude I'd never seen before on my front porch. And he jumps down. There's a guy or a girl with weird hair, looks like she's pregnant, but holding her stomach. So I knew something was in the stomach, with a dog on the leash wrapped around her hand. There's a dog. It was like a husky kind of dog. Non-violent dog, by the way. See, my brain works like this, and you know, but it does this fast. So it assesses the situation almost instantaneously. I recognize the dog wasn't violent. I recognize the leash was wrapped around the hand. I recognize their hand on their stomach, which told me they're holding something. Their face was completely covered up, and they were walking really fucking weird. The dude I'd never seen before walked around and all the way around. He didn't walk through. He walked very far, keeping his distance, which made me really questionable and suspicious about where he was going. He said, hey, this chick swore she lived here and wouldn't get out of my car till I dropped her off. I didn't see a car, but the car was way back over there. So I initially was like, what the fuck? Why would you park your car way back in the back if, you know, you were coming up here? So, you know, my suspicions were on high. My axe was held up here. Now, the reason why my axe was held up here is because I know my strength and my power to hit from there to there. It's not enough to kill somebody. It's not enough to fuck something up, but it's enough to dislocate your shoulder, period. My axe to his shoulder, right, was fine because this left shoulder was holding the stomach. Keep in mind, the right arm was wrapped with a dog. So at that point, the guy was walking around towards his car. My son was to my right, about 10 feet, 12 feet back to my right, right side back, which my peripheral vision was watching the dude and my son. So I questionably felt relieved that if that guy charged me, my son would take him out before I had to worry about it. If he had a gun, fucked. But the guy stopped about my driveway. This dude's wobbling toward me. I said, 911 now, to let my wife know in the kitchen. She needs to call 911. That wasn't for me. It was because I knew shit was about to go wrong. And at that point there, my first thought was, when this dude comes close enough, well, my next thing was going to be, you need to fucking stop or I'm going to fucking hurt you. You know, I will fucking swing. But the dude coming up, the chick coming up, my first thought was hit him, dislocate the shoulder, dislocate the arm. This makes the arm worthless. The arm goes down. Whatever they're hiding, they can't grab because the dog has the leash. The hand is caught up in the leash. They're not going to be able to do this, you know? The dog will panic, so it'll keep them very occupied. Plus, they're going to try to hold their shoulder. It'll be a mess for them. They're not going to grab whatever they're holding. So if it's a gun, if it's a knife, if there's anything, whatever the heck's up in the stomach, I don't have to really worry about that. I got to worry about this other dude. So from there, if the dog does get violent, I'm not worried about the dog. Even if the dog would have been violent, I'm not worried about dogs. Dogs are easy. You know how dogs are going to react. You know, if a dog gets violent and attacks you, you know how a dog attacks you. A dog will bite you. That's it. Humans are different. Humans may have knives, guns. They may have jujitsu, fucking ninja skills. Who knows? If they're on meth, if they're drunk, you don't know how they're going to act or react. You know, I do know my painting is upside down, or maybe you're upside down. What do you think about that? Turn your own shit upside right. Yeah. get your life right side up, boy. What do you think about that? So anyway, at that point there, you know, I was on complete ready to fucking rock, and he's stumbling towards me, and I was about to say, hey, you need to fucking stop right fucking now, or I'm gonna swing on you. He pulls off a fucking wig, pulls out this fucking mannequin head. He's like, bro. And I was like, dude, I almost fucking killed you just now. Like, I literally almost just fucking hacked you up with a goddamn axe, bro. Dredge has done this to me a bajillion times. Not this, but that motherfucker. He has said so many times, I have got to stop fucking with you, man, because one day it's going to get me hurt. Or one day, you know, you're going to take it too seriously. It's going to go wrong. One day it's going to go wrong if I keep fucking with you. And I said, I've told him over the years, dude, one day it's going to go really fucking wrong. And he's never fucking listened to me, because it shows and stuff. You know, he used to always call me and be like, oh man, I got arrested, yada, 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 yada. And this dude was scared. I think he might have shit his pants for real. They had come through town to go to another town to pick something up for his wife. And I guess he knew this dude from work or something. And he convinced the guy to stop by my house. And keep in mind, my house looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre house anyway. And so this guy was like, oh my God. Oh, I had no idea what the fuck was going on, man. I have no idea what was going on. I was so worried. Oh my man, you know, you had this axe, and like, man, oh my God, man. And I was like, dude, calm the fuck down. It's fine now. But this motherfucker he's got a death wish. When it comes to me, this motherfucker has a death wish. And it was just some funny shit. I mean, it was funny, at that moment. But in the beginning, I was like, I mean, keep in mind, there's a lot of fucking meth heads around here too, you know? And so some of these meth heads around here, it's just like, oh, fuck, man. I literally go out 2 a.m, you know, and I'm standing out there in the middle of my goddamn alley with a fucking wood axe. And these meth heads are like, yeah, oh, man. Oh, and I'm like, get the fuck away from my fucking house. And oh, man, you know. So, and then they wander off down the fucking street, you know? So it's like, no. So when something like that happens, just the way it is. Like the prankster that just got killed for prank robbing people. Yeah, I mean, I would assume. I don't know. We fake fought with ketchup blood on the street outside his house and had like 3 people stop to tell us to stop fighting. We used to prank the shit out of people. Yeah, and it seems like a good idea until somebody, you know, hits you with a fucking axe. And see, that's fine. There's some pranks that are, you know, if you fake fighting each other, good job. But if you're going and fucking with somebody who, you know, again, my mindset isn't always like, jokey, jokey. I have 2 types of modes, and that's jokey, jokey, and, you know, this shit just got serious. And then I'm like, you know, are you here to fuck with my life? Because I will fuck your life. And that's where that was at. My mindset was, here's a fucking meth head. You know, oh, fuck. Fish gorilla. I don't know what the fuck that means, bro. But, and the Mortal Kombat thing, by the way. The new Mortal Kombat, you know, the old Mortal Kombat movies in the 90s. Wow. They had so much potential, because I don't want to leave your comment dangling. And I know I haven't painted yet. My brain, I'm worried about this now. I kind of feel like I know where it's going, but I kind of feel like I'm not in that place, you know? But the Mortal Kombat thing really quick, dude. The movie coming out. The 90s movies, like the first one was cool. The second one was cool even for its time, like, except for the CGI was absolutely fucking atrocious. And they tried too hard. They should have. I don't know what they should have done, but they should have done something. Bro, you should try Stranded Deep. What? You should try explaining that better. But the new one, from what I've seen, looks like it might be a fresh start. Hopefully it is. I didn't really like, I don't know, man. Like, I have a beef with the Mortal Kombat world anyway, because they rushed annihilation, but the first movie was good. That's pretty much what everybody says, you know. Here's my beef with Mortal Kombat, though. The games. Everybody's alive again. Oh, hey, it's Mortal Kombat 27. Everybody's alive again. Oh, hey, cool. They all just got killed in the storyline. Mortal Kombat 28. Everybody's alive again. Well, why? Because they went back in time this time. Oh, okay. Mortal Kombat 35. Well, they're all alive again. But how? Oh, well, genetic clones. So now they're all alive again. Oh, okay. You know? And then it's like, well, Mortal Kombat 75. Well, how are they alive this time? Oh, well, because they didn't actually die. It was all just a dream. Oh, okay. It's like every fucking game, you know, nothing's permanent. No permanent death. So there's no, the storyline to me, it just killed itself. You know? Stranded Deep. It's a great survival game. A plane crash. It's been almost 2 hours, bro. You may need to get some time off. I'm about to, dude. Then you're on the third line. I know I haven't painted shit. I painted like the parts here, and I'm about to go and eat and stuff. And my brain hurts, and I swear to God, next time I'm gonna paint like a motherfucker. I promise, guys. I promise. But maybe I should just start a fucking podcast instead. You know, maybe I should. The deserted island game, though. What is it called that I do play? The one with the naked crazy people, and they run around and scream at me. Why would I want a permanent death of my favorite character? Well, here's the deal, man. Like, if you can't, okay, following the storylines, it becomes boring if you don't. It's the same fucking game, just with new graphics. Woo! Yeah, for it to mean something. It just becomes boring, dude. If I wanted to play the same game, like, okay, Mortal Kombat XL, right? I have it. And I got it because A, it was cheap as fuck at Walmart, and B, because it had Leatherface and, you know, Alien Predator, stuff like that. And Jason Voorhees. But the mechanics suck on it. Like, it's terrible. And I hate it. Because now you have to pick, like, one of 3 different styles, and these are the combos specific to that style. Fuck that. Shut the fuck up. Just give me the old school, just anything goes fucking combos, bro. I mean, button mash like an old lady that doesn't know what the fuck's happening. You know? I mean, that's the way it was good. And it kind of starts sucking. But when you see the same faces over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and granted, they have introduced some new characters throughout here and there, sprinkled a few here and there, and everybody hated them. Because nobody gives a fuck if you're not fucking Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Liu Kang, or fucking Shang Tsung, or, you know, a couple of the other guys. I get it. But that's the reason why they get pissy about it. Because there's never been variation. It's just, since game 1 to now, it's like the same fucking characters, damn near. Once in a while, a new one comes up. But 9 was the best revamp. I don't know. I never played 9. Like, you know, 3 was great, like back in the day, you know, kind of shit. And then I didn't play them for a long time up until, you know, recently. And I don't know, man. It's been whatever. It becomes boring to me. I would rather have the storyline evolve. Your favorite was Mythology Sub-Zero. See, I remember that one. That was like the side-scrolling game, if I'm not mistaken. And that was a cool take on it. They were trying to change up how they did stuff. And I thought that was a cool idea. But yeah, it becomes boring. You have to change up things anyway, man. So involving a storyline that evolves, and yes, maybe you could resurrect characters later on to some degree, like zombie versions of them or something. Like if like one of the characters brought back somebody from the dead or something like that and have them in a game or two, that'd be kind of cool. But every character, every game, all the time, the storyline just, well, in this one, it's because the magic brought them all back. Okay, well, now they travel back in time, and now there's 2 of each of them. Okay, well, now you can do this. It's just, you know. And what do I think about the Evil Dead reboots? Are you talking about the fucking movies? Dude, the movies just came out. I can't play a lot of one persons. They make me sick. So side-scrolling fighters is all I can play. Never played Doom, virtual reality Doom. Man, virtual reality games, I have about 45 minutes before the motion sickness kills me. Maybe an hour. I take Dramamine stuff, and I can usually peak about an hour. Doom, virtual motherfucking Doom. Fuck. I can take Dramamine or whatever. I think Dramamine's the stuff, whatever the motion sickness pills are. But God, geez, dude, it's maybe 10 minutes if I'm lucky. And I will just be puking if I'm not. I mean, that shit is so fast. It's so intense. And in 3D, you're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, dude, it will make you fucking sick. And I'm not talking like, that's sick. I'm talking like, you're sick. But the Resident Evil reboot movies, not Evil Dead. I didn't say Evil Dead. Resident Evil movies have just been out not too long back. They don't need to reboot it yet. I mean, the Mila Jovovich movies weren't bad. You know, they did not come out like 25 years ago. They may have started coming out 25 years ago now. But I'm saying, like, the franchise of films isn't that old. It doesn't need a reboot already. People are starting to reboot things faster and faster and faster is the dilemma. And they're going to oversaturate the market with the product and kill themselves. And that's something films are going to be having a hard time dealing with. I mentioned to the Random Street Theater gentleman here, I'm surprised they haven't started redoing some of the old black and whites and some of the really old movies like Night of the Lepus, the Giant Mantis, Frogs, some of those movies. But they are supposedly they're holding true to the game. Oh, well then crap. All it's going to be then is shoot 2 or 3 zombies and then run around for 4 fucking hours trying to find the heart key so you can unlock the heart door, so you can shoot 2 zombies so you can find the square key, and then run around for another hour when there's no zombies to kill anymore because for fuck's sakes you killed them already. And then finally maybe find some piece of a picture. Yay. And then still you can't find the fucking door, so you're just stuck for another hour. I hated the Resident Evil games, if you couldn't tell. Well, the earlier on ones. I hated the first couple. And then reboots of reboots. Yeah. But like I did play Biohazard, and that's bad as fuck. I actually do a stupid comedy skit with the Cletus Adventures. I do a stupid thing on my gaming channel with a hick, and I do all the first person stuff. But it's this hick whose adventures start actually on that, where he's a janitor going to look for his girlfriend and their filming crew, hired by the filming crew station for a show called Scary Shit Finders, and eventually he takes over for their position because they're all dead and crazy. And then all these other games I play is always him running around, and like in that game he's like, man, these are poop people, what the fuck, these people are coming out of the goddamn toilets and shit, that is not normal, people, man. And like the whole time he's just running around being scared of poop people and weird shit, and nobody cares that I make that stuff, so it makes me sad. I really should just pay like $1 million and have I guess Facebook promote it for me. Fantastic Four has never lived up to its name. No, they've always been the craptastic Four. And man, I don't, but you know what? I don't even remember the comics being really good either. So, I mean, I guess they did live up to their their hype. But the Resident Evil movies were cool. I liked them for what they were. Storyline wise, they never fucking matched up and made a goddamn lick of sense. Because like from one to the next, it really seemed like broke as fuck, and you could like not really ever put them together, it seemed. And HBO Max just had a deal with a lot of licensing, including DC, with the Snyder's Cut and a reboot of licensing of Suicide Squad. I do love the Sharknado films. Fuck you. And might care about Paper Baghead. And actually, you know what, man? I did do some cartoon Paper Baghead stuff, testing animation stuff at one point, and have always considered creating a cartoon universe with him doing stuff, and it just takes effort. But I recently found a new program that may relieve that effort. So, and I have a really good quality recording capability for vocal work now, stuff like that. So it may not be entirely out of the question to do animated stuff, but I always wanted to do a legitimate film for it too, but it would have been ridiculous. It had to be like green screened or something. As far as the reboot or the HBO licensing of DC properties and things, I don't know, man. I still have the script somewhere, yeah. It's in with, I have some paperwork of like old paperwork stuff, like a box that has all my old shit in it, and it's in there with that stuff. So, but I don't have HBO Max. I think the only reason why I'd give a shit to have it is because the Godzilla vs. King Kong is probably going to be on it. And like DC Marvel stuff, dude, I've never been like a big deal, you know. It's like whatever. I've never been a huge fan of the comic book stuff, depending, like the Hellboy stuff, yeah. But the DC Marvel stuff, not the best, not the biggest fan of theirs. So I'm not too worried about that. Everybody else is a huge fan of them. I'm like, yeah. Baby King Kong, first of all, is called Mighty Joe Young. Oh. Second of all, Sharknado movies were awesome. Fuck you. And you know they were. And yeah, the theater closing thing. I'll get to that in a second. No, I gotta go. I gotta get off of here. It's been 2 hours and a minute. Hellboy reboot did suck, but they rushed that. That they knew they weren't gonna get a fucking sequel. So like, I really feel they just rushed the fuck out of that. Like, it just felt like they were like, nope, fuck it. Just throw a bunch of shit in there and go. They could have made so much better choices with that. Not to say the guy did a really terrible job being Hellboy. I actually liked the suit better. I never noticed how cartoony Ron Perlman's suit looked. Like, it had no hair. It was very bright and vibrant. It was very cartoonish. His teeth were obviously oversized and very cartoonish. He looked like a comic book. But Ron Perlman's charisma was so goddamn strong, and his portrayal of the character was so damn perfectly just, you really loved him as Hellboy that you didn't notice. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, his personality sold it though. Yeah, you didn't notice. Like, it just never occurred to me that it was that goddamn cartoony. The new guy, the guy from Stranger Things or whatever, I don't remember his name, but his personality, though it did have really good moments, like Ron Perlman's personality was here, his was just right here, you know? He just did not hit that mark. The suit looked better. It really did. It looked more realistic. And if his suit would have been the same kind of suit, the same style, the cartoony suit from the first two, would have failed, like tremendously. Like his attitude, his personality was not charismatic enough to carry that. So absolutely, that would have destroyed it. But everything else in it, like, there's a lot of great stuff in it. Oh, I do. Again, it's up there, man. I will try to. You know what? I'll get it, and specifically do one of these. Like, I'll bring it down and stuff, and I'll tag you. But so then you can see it and stuff. God damn. But the Hellboy thing, man, like the Gorilla Taco guy, his third movie would have been interesting to see, I'm sure. Oh, the Super Bowl, fuck that garbage. But yeah, it would have been cool to see a third Hellboy with Ron Perlman. But he was in the cartoons, you know. So that was always good. They had a couple of cartoons, and that had everybody in it, and it felt like a movie. It felt like the movies. So, you know, I always just felt like he really did it. They had some really cool shit in the new one. A lot of really good stuff. The old dude just didn't feel like the old dude. You know, not having Abe there just felt fucking weird, bro. And like, I know they're like, ooh, leading off on it on the end, but dude, you weren't getting a sequel, and you fucking knew that. That's why that shit went cray cray. You're just like, nah. They had some cool shit in it, but it just wasn't. You could tell it just wasn't gonna happen, Captain. And they didn't have enough. Other two Hellboy movies, this Hellboy movie, that was all it was, and it could have been up here. It could have been, but they were trying so hard. You know, they would try hard with it. They everything you saw, it's a rated R. It's so hardcore. It's not PG-13 like the other two. It's rated R, so it'll be better. Yeah. It was try hard method. They were like, we're gonna try so hard that it's gonna be like way better. Yeah. We promise. And they knew better. Just because you're throwing extra blood and gore in there, woo, that doesn't make it better. You're trying too hard. Quit it. No, shame on you. And the theater's closing, dude. Oh my God. Like, I've been warning people about this for music, movies, every goddamn thing. We're moving on. The world's over. Eventually, go watch the movie Wall-E. That is literally the future. Wall-E. That's it. We, at some point, will not even know we're talking to the people right next to us in our little hover vehicles because our screens are right here in our faces, and that will be the entire world, period. We're going to live, eat, breathe, exist in a bubble, and our avatars are going to live for us in the virtual world. That is it. And it sounds like some conspiracy bullshit, but it's not. That is literally what it's going to be. Theaters are closing. Music isn't on CDs anymore. It's all straight streaming. Eventually, you know, 20 years ago, 20, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, when a lot of us were kids, get fed entertainment digital until the machine comes to process you. Right. Exactly. And that's pretty accurate as to what's going to happen. But 30 years ago, we could not have imagined that music would not come to us physically formed. Now, streaming is a thing. It's just an everyday thing. You know? Then streaming would be the radio. But we still, if we wanted it, had to record it on a tape to play it whenever we wanted to. But now it's not like that at all. Now it streams directly to your phone, which we couldn't have imagined then either. We couldn't have imagined watching streaming movies directly to the phone, streaming audio, you know, YouTube, the internet. None of this shit existed 30 fucking years ago. Our brains couldn't even conceive of this kind of an idea of the future happening in the palm of our fucking hand. Streaming my live video right now. It didn't happen. Now virtual concerts exist, which is stupid. No, I called that years ago too. And I told my wife about this quite a few years back, where I said, now that virtual reality is becoming more accessible, that's where bands are going to go. And then like a year later, I think we saw the first one pop up where it was, you could buy virtual tickets or something like that. Or no, maybe it was a demo thing or something like that. And I was like, boom, there it is. There it fucking is. And now thanks to the COVID thing, one of our kids even bought tickets to not a virtual one, but a streaming live performance, where that's what they're doing now, is they're doing live performances and all that kind of shit. So yes, that is the future, dude. Theaters are closing. There will still be some theaters open, but they will be a labor of love. Mom and pop ran. They're going to be a novelty. It's like Sex and Demolition Man. Yeah. It's going to be stuff like that. It's going to be like in those sci-fi movies where they take a pill and that's sex, or where like the three seashells in Demolition Man, where they still never explained it, but they're like, he doesn't know about the three seashells. How do you wipe your butthole? You know, it's like the future 30 years ago, we could not have perceived this then. And it's funny because you like to think you could have. Like right now, you're like, yeah, I would have thought of this stuff. Shut the fuck up. No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have thought that your fucking a phone in your hand with no cable attached to the goddamn wall was going to have video capabilities that could shoot you across the fucking world. Shut the fuck up. You're not that fucking in the future. Nobody was. The thing about it is now it streams music, now it streams movies, now it streams everything. 20 more years into the future. What the fuck? You know? Theaters are going to be a novelty thing. They're going to be one thing here, like a drive-in theater is now. Once in a while, you'll find one here or there. Really rare, novelty reasons, and sometimes it'll be cool, and they'll come back as a retro thing, sure. Otherwise, they're gone. Concerts are going that route too. Oh, the implants are coming. I mean, they really will be. Where at some point we will have this stuff streamed directly inside of our brain, where visually, I got a feeling it'll be something more along the lines of we'll have like some sort of a projectional sensation of seeing things, but it won't really be there. Kind of like how we have Bluetooth here now, you know? I'm thinking it might be something along those lines visually kind of deal. Because, you know, they have like the Google glasses or whatever where you can see like the screens and all that kind of shit. I got a feeling it'll be something kind of like that for the visual aspect. Like it'll be almost in your mind kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm thinking might be going on in the future. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, we can't fathom the future of technology and where it may or may not end up with the streaming technology, with the music videos or music/video/any of it. We don't really know. Implants are more than a probability. They're a guarantee in the future at some point. Yes. If we don't blow ourselves up first. But that's just the thing is 30 years ago, we couldn't have imagined now. And now we can't imagine 30 years into the future. There's no way in fuck we're going to know. Lesbian implant versus VR porn. Lesbian implant VR porn. They already got that, dude. They've got VR porn right now. Which would be really awkward unless you knew you were the only person sitting at home, you know? Like you have the goggles on, you can't see anybody in the room, you're just beating to fucking town. And then, you know, take it off and people are there for your surprise birthday party or something. Everybody's like, yeah, we've been here the whole time, bro. And you'd be like, oh, you guys should clean that all off your face then. Sorry about that. I was just like a water hose. I was just a mess. But anyway, on that note, I should get off of here. I should get off here. But, oh my God, my headache's killing me. I think that's why I shut down on this too. I finished up some of this crap down here a little bit. And I really wanted to go more with this. I feel like I know what's happening here, but I don't know. My brain's not. Yeah, but think the strange days with your brain implant with lesbian cartridge. But see, that's the thing. It ain't going to be a cartridge. It's going to be straight download. It's going to be straight broadcast, you know? But, you know, when you get paranoid, the problem is, you know, our TVs, you know, our phones, they watch us. We know they do. There's no way in fuck you're going to convince me that this conversation isn't going to pop up on my fucking suggested feed later on where all of a sudden the commercials or the ads are going to be like, great talk, bro. Have a great night. Yeah, man. But the ads aren't going to be like, you know, brain implants, get yours today, you know, on my fucking news feed later on. It's going to happen. It does every day. So my phone fucking listens to me. You know, I'm not dumb. So it is what it is, man. And when they put the brain implants in our head too, dude, I mean, it'll be, I'm sure to some degree, there will be some kind of tracking, you know, something. But anyway, I'm definitely going to get out of here. My head does hurt quite a bit. And I think I need to go eat something maybe, and I already took something for it, but it didn't really help that much. And I don't know. I'm gonna go. It's his fucking neck too, though. Fuck. I cracked it wrong earlier, I think. But anyway, always great having you guys talk and chat and watch. And I know I lost a few people here and there, but thanks everybody. And maybe next time I'll actually talk about lesbians. I meant to talk about funny lesbians, but in relationships. But man, we got off on some crazy subjects. 1 gram of shaped explosives in the implant can't forget that. Yeah, trust me, that'll probably be a thing. I don't doubt it, dude. I don't doubt that people. The world we live in, nothing would surprise me, especially control to that degree. But let's just hope. Let's just hope not. But anyway, lesbian porn implants with explosives aside. Oh, did you down? Well, you just caught me at the end. We just talking about explosive lesbian head implants. But I swear to God, I'm going to actually paint next time. I swear that like every time. But peace out.